Welcome to Tropical FOMO, the podcast that makes you wish you were anywhere but your office or school or wherever you are, I don't know. But anywho, I'm Vivian, and here with me I have
Naima
and Ricardo.
And guys, this is so sad, but this will be our final episode.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
We're all crying.
But before we get too emotional, I have an important question. Why don't fish trust the ocean?
Why?
Because they've heard too many fishy business deals. Didn't see that coming.
And just like that, I'm no longer sad.
I don't know what just happened, but I'm ready to move on now.
Guys, come on. It's the last episode. That was really good.
Okay, I guess. With that, here's a quick recap of what we do. We're taking you to Sao Tome and Principe, a tiny paradise you've probably never heard of but will definitely want to visit.
Please watch till the end of the episode.
With that, let's tell them the final topic we'll be talking about. So, drum roll please. Aquaculture! But before we start, grab some sort of drink, maybe even our tropical bliss drink, and our coloring sheet, and kick back and let's dive into this.
Okay, aside from regular old fishing, there's aquaculture. Aquaculture is the breeding, raising, and harvesting of fish, shellfish, and aquatic plants.
In Sao Tome and Principe, fisheries provide the benefit of employment, food security, and a healthy, affordable food source.
Types of fish that are caught include flying fish, frigate tuna, bullet tuna, blue runner, and more. The fish are harvested right there, fresh from the ocean.
I still really want to try fried flying fish.
And I still want to try Colorado the patient!
Guys, maybe we can get those dishes one day, but not today.
While that's disappointing, it's not as disappointing as what tolls threats can take on fisheries.
That's right. While the country does have regulations on net size, some people still fish illegally, catching juvenile fish in per se nets.
And we can't forget about microplastics. Microplastics can cause reproductive issues in fish, ultimately leading to death and the decreased fish population.
Both of these threats cause uncertainty on the fish populations for future generations who are looking forward to taking up jobs in fisheries in Sao Tome and Principe. In turn, the economy will be affected, which would be a disaster considering the country relies on fish as a main source of income.
Okay guys, it's time to talk about how this impacts the environment.
Wait, let's talk about the food chain.
No, Ricardo, we need to talk about water quality or soil quality.
No way, the food chain is so much more important.
Guys, stop arguing. This isn't you. I'll decide.
Where'd it go?
Sorry, Naima, but it looks like we're talking about the fish chain first. Yikes.
Fine, I knew this was going to happen because what you're doing is smart, but also could be dangerous.
She looks kind of mad. Hopefully she'll be back.
Yeah, well, let's focus on the food chain. Most of the feed fish farms rely on wild-caught fish. If unsustainably managed, it can lead to depletion of wild fisheries and the predators who rely on those foraged species.
On the other hand, when non-native species get introduced in fish farms and escape, they turn invasive. One example is black carp in Mississippi. These fish escape from pest management on a farm and outcompete almost all native fish, ruining the Mississippi ecosystem.
Sorry that I stormed out, guys. I realize this project is too important to leave behind.
Yay! Just in time for your part.
I'm glad we can agree to coexist.
The primary pollutant from fish farms are nitrates and phosphates. These can greatly decrease the dissolved oxygen in local bodies of water and increase turbidity.
There can also be an increase in nutrients from waste or unclean food that increases local phytoplankton population and adds to total turbidity.
These waste byproducts can also increase soil salinity and lower the pH. This can lead to heavy metal accumulation in local ecosystems and pathogen outbreaks.
Farmers use a large amount of pesticides in these fish farms, which can volatilize and add to air pollution.
The high energy use of these farms can also increase fossil fuel use from power plants.
Man, all this fish talk makes me so hungry. I wish DoorDash didn't ban me.
How does that even happen?
No, it all started when I got a job back in spring of 24. Jobs back then weren't the same. They changed who you are. Alright, that's enough.
Welcome in. Please take a seat. My name's Naeem and I'll be your server today. But before I take your order, have you ever experienced fine tropical dining?
Well, if not, on both South Tomé and Principe, we're opening a new restaurant called Hide and Seek.
Our restaurant features fresh dishes in extremely fancy settings that will make you feel like royalty.
Our expert level chefs and waiters make you feel like Queen Elizabeth before she, yeah.
Isn't this supposed to be fancy?
Yes!
A plastic knife. A plastic spoon. My fish are paper. What is this?
Yeah, Naima, isn't the whole point of our podcast not to use
You don't have to worry about anything with you dying here. We've got it all under control.
Yes!
So just focus on grooving with a tropical flow and kick back and enjoy the scenery.
This is so beautiful! I'm living the dream!
Yes, she is, and you can too. Once you book your flight, obviously.
1-800
Eat Fine today!
We also do DoorDash and online orders if you're shy.
And we also sell my favorite, Colorado the Patient!
Now let's dive into a major industry in South Tomé and Principe, fishing. This sector is vital to the economy, especially for coastal communities.
Right. Over 4,300 fishers and around 2,300 fish traders depend on it. Small-scale fisheries play a huge role in local markets, and many coastal communities rely on fish as their primary food source.
That's right, but let's not forget about the most important statistic. Fish make up about 99% of all fish-related jobs in Sao Tome and Principe.
Yes, Ricardo, because fish-related jobs tend to involve fish.
Exactly. And we're on the same page.
Moving on, South Tomé and Principe is heavily dependent on tuna fishing. The government generates revenue by licensing industrial tuna fleets, including foreign ones. But overfishing and reliance on these fleets pose a serious challenge.
In 2021, the total fish catch was around 15,000 tons. But if no action is taken to protect marine ecosystem, that number is expected to drop.
That's bad news for artisanal fishers. Imagine working every day only to find your workplace disappearing. Not gonna lie, that would be amazing if we could make school disappear. But it's like waking up and realizing someone moved your entire office into the ocean.
I gotta agree with you on that one. That brings us to the group most directly impacted by these changes, artisanal fishers. They're the backbone of the local economy, providing market fishing.
The problem? Traditional fishing methods, lack of modern equipment, and small-scale operations limit their productivity. Many struggle with accessing offshore resources which could help stabilize their catch.
It's like trying to win a race on a bicycle while everyone else is driving cars.
That's where aquaculture comes in. The government is working to develop offshore artisanal fisheries, which, if done right, could give fishers more sustainable and abundant fish stocks to harvest. That means more income and food security.
But for this to succeed, artisanal fishers need to be involved in decision-making and benefit sharing. If they're left out, the entire system could fail.
Yeah, you can't just roll in, build some fancy fish farms, and expect people to magically adapt. It's like handing someone a spaceship and saying, congrats, you're an astronaut now.
That's why training, infrastructure, and financial support are crucial. The goal is to ensure that aquaculture works for the people who need it most.
But guys, fishing isn't just about food and jobs. It's also tied to tourism.
Food's my favorite.
Oh, okay. Sao Tome and Principe is known for ecotourism, especially coastal and marine tourism. Healthy marine ecosystems are important to sustaining this industry.
Yet, because no one wants to pay for a snorkeling trip just to see a bunch of empty water and sad-looking Nenos.
Exactly. Who wants to see a sad Nemo?
Not me.
Overfishing and unsustainable practices could damage these ecosystems and hurt tourism. On the other hand, promoting sustainable aquaculture and marine conservation creates a win-win scenario.
So, there won't be any sad Nemos if it's done right. Aquaculture could help balance food production and environmental protection, making Sao Tome and Principe an even more attractive destination.
But there's always challenges. Aquaculture isn't just a perfect fix. It has risks.
Yup, sadly, if poorly managed, there will be sad Nemos. Aquaculture can lead to habitat destruction, especially in sensitive areas like mangroves and coral reefs. Waste from fish farms can pollute surrounding waters.
So instead of saving the ocean, we could just end up turning it into a giant fish tank full of chemicals.
That's why sustainable practices are key. Solutions include closed-loop systems to minimize waste, using renewable energy like solar power, and ensuring that fish farms don't damage local ecosystems.
Economically, aquaculture offers a way to diversify the fish industry and reduce dependence on overfished wild stocks. It could provide a steady supply of fish and create jobs in hatcheries, farms, and processing.
Sounds great, but what's the catch?
The catch is that it requires significant investment in infrastructure and training. If not handled properly, the benefits could go to large commercial enterprises while small-scale fishers are left behind.
That's why it's crucial to establish training programs and financial support for local communities. They need the tools to participate and benefit from this industry.
And socially, aquaculture needs to be fair. Development should involve local communities, ensuring they have access to resources and decision-making power.
If the benefits aren't shared fairly, we risk creating a system where only a few profit while many struggle. Issues like fair wages and working conditions need to be addressed early on.
So basically, what I'm hearing is that aquaculture has the potential to be great, but only if it's done in a way that actually helps the people it's supposed to help.
Exactly. If managed responsibly, it can provide economic growth, environmental protection, and social equity all at once.
And that's the goal, finding a balance that benefits both the people and the planet.
And maybe also finding a way to make me stop eating plastic by accident.
We'll work on that later. That's all we have for you guys today.
Thank you so much for supporting our channel and subscribing.
While this may be our last episode, just know that we'll be back to let you guys know how the and frying fish taste.
Hopefully, our podcast achieved its goal of making you guys want to visit this tiny paradise.
Also, hopefully you have bought our tropical bliss drink, tropical coloring sheet, fish insurance, and
Visited our Tide and Seek restaurant, open now in Sao Tome and Principe.
we are still broke. Thanks so much for watching. Stay strong.